Hey Vance, can you hear me right now? I have no idea why I can't make this screen go live. So let me go do it manually. Hey. If you're on here with me, say something in the comments. Say something in the comments and I'll know if you're here. I'm telling Vance that I went live separately. Don't know why I couldn't get that feed live. So I created a new one. Alright, you guys, so I am just chilling here on a wedding that I've got to get done. Honestly, beautiful images. Absolutely beautiful. But I need to kind of go through these things. So let me get your comments in a spot where I can actually see them. Man, if anybody knows how to just take the comment stream section and move it, that would be wonderful. What is Vance saying? Go to notifications. All right, so let me know if you guys are seeing this from your notifications. Yeah, it'll find me all right, huh? All right, I absolutely have got to move this. Give me one little second, you boys and girls. I need to Am I hearing rain outside? Alright, so the cool front is coming through New Orleans, which is wonderful. I have a awesome wedding tomorrow. The wedding I have tomorrow, the groom I've been knowing since he was a kid. They've been a really good, awesome client of ours who've become our friends over time. And I love that rapport and that relationship with my clients. But right now, all right, hold on. Interesting. It needs to be up for you to see me. Okay. Oh yeah, there's definitely rain outside. So how you been, Vance? All right. Now I can see your comments. We're live. I am editing. Let me know. I don't have my headset on, so let me know what you hear in the background, because this microphone is really good. It's fairly directional. It's very directional, actually. But the fan on, and it makes a sound. So let me know if you hear that in the background. If you do, I'll go kill the air. I don't want to do that, but let me know if it's a problem. I'm doing good. Today I had some clients pick up their orders. My bride for tomorrow, she has a beautiful 20 by 24 canvas gallery wrap portrait. It's beautiful. They just got to the studio, picked that up so they can display it at tomorrow's wedding. So I need to be going through this stuff. I have a metal roof. I'm upstairs, so the roof above me is metal. You'll hear the rain soon if it picks up. So I'm doing good though. I'm doing really good though. So anyway, this was a small wedding. That was a COVID bride, as we say, scheduling something small and intimate, and due to the rules of the phase that we're in, the phase 3 now. So these smaller jobs are actually more fun to do because I am completely all about them. Let me go here. Let me turn this off. With fewer people, I can cover them more rather than the 200 to 300 people event where we have to cover the room as much as we can to show who came and who's their family and friends. That's a lot more coverage away from the bride and groom, which is why I like having a second photographer on my weddings. And when they add that on or it's in their package, I like to have the second photographer go cover the room as much as you can. Let me hang with the bridal party and the mom and dads, you know. Shot with. How do you say that? Rahul Harlick? Is that right? Did I say it right? Forgive me if I messed it up. I see Harlick on the end, but Rahul Harlick? How did I say it? Awesome name. I apologize if I'm completely destroying your name, but I'm glad you're here. This was photographed with the Fuji X-T3. I think you were just in the comments asking me a question, weren't you? Great to have you here, by the way. I'd like to introduce you to Vance White. He's a photographer, awesome guy, wonderful dude, and any questions you have, he's also willing to answer them as well. The comments I've noticed are on a delay with the actual live stream itself. So I know I can't respond as quick as you'd like me to because of the darn delay. So what I'm doing right now is I'm culling these things, meaning I'm gonna 5-star the ones that I want to keep. And the ones that I want to keep, like, you know, we do photograph a lot, and I have a lot of 5 stars already. So I need to pay attention to where am I actually. These are my 5 stars. See, I don't need this shot. I've already got it. Look at this dude. So look, this is actually really cool for you to check out my settings as well. So a lot of questions you may have, just pay attention to bottom of the image right here, where it says the ISO, the shutter, the f-stop, the millimeter. It kind of gives it away, the lens that I used. If you ever see 16 millimeter down here, that's my 16 millimeter 1.4. I love that lens. The other lens that I usually shoot is the 85 1.8 Canon, but lately I've been actually pulling the kit lens out because I can get some zoom in and out, and the stabilization really helps my sharpness. That 85 becomes more like a 105, and that's a lot of zoom. You have to back up sometimes doing candids, and sometimes too far away isn't good. I like being with the action that's happening, and that's how I get expressions that I get too, because I'm in the mix, you know? All right, so we have dude details. Let's go from there. Let's go back to no stars so I can see where I'm at. And we can do all of these. Okay. So I'm going to tab through these. If you have any questions, please put it in the comments so I can see them and answer them. But I am going through these, and I'm going to 5-star just the ones that I want to show them. I do not believe in giving your client every single image you shot. I think it's your job as the pro photographer to give them the best of the best. Don't make your clients do your work for you. Don't let them go find the better images. You show them what the better images are, and that's all they'll see. So they're only seeing the best from you. We're going to crop these straight if needed. Color and exposure is going to be dead on. Usually it is, but you know, a little baby tweak in Capture One, which I'm using, by the way. This is Capture One. This little boy was so cute. I mean, look at that shot. I know I have this shot already, but I'm going to start anyway. So cute. So yeah, so check it out. They had this old time watch that they gave the little dude to have. So he had that gold chain thingy that hangs from the pocket to the watch, like back in the old days. Hold on, I'm going to find the shot that I like. See, that's awesome. Love. You see how many I'm not keeping, right? Which camera should I buy for sports and weddings? A7 III or X-T3? Many telling me that I should not buy X-T3 because of its battery life. Hi George, how are you? What's your opinion on the Fringer adapter? Love it. I'm thinking of moving completely to Fuji. Where are you coming from, Kev? And to back up, A7 III or X-T3? All right, so really quick little story. I was a Canon shooter for 24 years. I've been in business for 26, so 24 years. I shot with Canon. Started with Nikon back in the film days. So leaving the Canon system was not easy because you have your lenses and your flashes and, you know, you have your whole system. So to answer both of y'all at the same time, I was looking for smaller and lighter. You know, I do a lot of long hour events, so working a, you know, sometimes 7 to 10 hour wedding and you're on your feet the whole time and that gear is on you. And the Canon 5D Mark III was what I had before, and it's a brick. It becomes a brick on you, and it feels like it, and my wrist was killing me. And I wanted the newer technology, and Sony, I was absolutely looking at Sony. And the one reason why I didn't go with Sony is because I didn't want to have to change my entire system. I didn't want to have to buy new lenses. I was looking for the holy grail of mirrorless cameras. Like, what can I get that is minimum and I can also use my Canon lenses? Is that even a thing? That Fringer adapter, I got the Fringer 2 adapter. I am absolutely blown away. My Canon lenses work just fine on my Fuji X-T3. So that alone, if one of my lenses, if I only needed 2 lenses of my Canon system to work, honestly, on my Fuji X-T3, which is my white lens, my 70-200, which in the 85 1.8. I photographed the Sugar Bowl, which is a football game here in the States, and I used my Fuji X-T3 with the Fringer adapter and the 70-200, and those images are awesome. Now, the other cool thing is that the Fuji X-T3 is what, a 1.6 crop factor, so you get more zoom out of your lenses, so you lose your width on your wide lenses. But on my 70-200, you're using that lens because you're trying to get closer anyway, right? So that becomes more, what, 70-200, that becomes more like a 85 or a 90-200, which becomes like a 2-something, 250, 285, whatever that millimeter factor works. Kev Taylor, I'm in the UK. I moved from Canon to Sony, but I've also XH1, which I love, man. Oh, man, you need to tell me about your XH1. I need to. I've been looking at the XH1. I'm waiting for the 2. Are they ever going to come out with the 2? What's going on with that? Which I love more than my Sony A7 III. There is a form factor that happens with Fuji. Okay, there's something about these cameras that they're fun to actually work with. They're easier. I find them easier, and I love the Fuji X-T3. I have the silver model. I'm a film photographer from way back when, so I love film cameras, and I love how on Youtubbers right now in 2020, I'm getting those people looking at me like, "Is that a film camera?" Because it looks old school. Hold on one second. Hey, you guys let me know if y'all can hear the fan noise in the background. It's loud to me, but I'm not sure if this condenser mic is picking that up over there or not. This is my Fuji X-T3. Let me see if I can go full screen on that. Let me figure this out. Give me 1 second. All right, I'm still trying to figure this out. I got to get a cam link adapter so my camera can go straight to the computer, and then you don't see this. What you're seeing is this is actually my Canon 5D Mark III. It's doing my live stream, so it's connected via the Canon utility software, and that's the screen that you're seeing. And OBS lets me do a display capture, and this is how it's showing me. So I'll figure out me later. But this is the Fuji X-T3. What I love about this camera is how it looks. Now hold on, I gotta do something. Hold on, give me a second. Of course, I can't do it quickly because I'm here trying to show you. All right. It's not focusing. I can't get it to focus. You're killing me, Smalls. Here it is. Hold on. Okay. It's better. This is my Fuji X-T3. This looks like an old film camera, and anything that causes discussion between you and a stranger, it gives you a rapport. It gives you a reason to have a conversation. You can quickly get to know somebody, and I can get reactions from them because theoretically you met them because you said, hey, how you doing? Wow, the camera's amazing. Thank you so much. Where are you from? Blah, blah, blah. So, you know, all right, let me get out of the screen because I can't see you guys. Hold on. Okay. Now I'm back to seeing you guys. Can you remove this face detection on your camera? Oh God, yes. We need to talk Fuji for a second. So Kev, this will answer you too. I was looking for a mirrorless camera that I did not lose any quality. I was fine with the quality of my my Mark III Canon. So I was looking for something of equal quality, at least, of the image and the file size and all that stuff. What I really wanted was usability. I wanted to be able to have the face detection. I wanted, you know, the screen that I don't have to have my face to the camera while I'm shooting, because you lose your peripheral when you're like this. You do. And I know what you're thinking. Yeah, but I'm focusing on this. Well, if you're on a wedding like I am, or a regular commercial event, as a live event, things are happening all around you. So the Fuji X-T3 allows me to stay away like this and shoot. So I'm always having two eyes on the entire scene. I get more candid shots that way. I do. My buddy was with me as a second photographer on a couple weddings ago, and he's still Canon, and he's watching me work. He goes, man, I can't imagine not having my face to the camera. And I'm like, but your peripherals are gone. He's like, true. So he was watching me work, and I'm not lying. Me working on a job is easier for me because the back of that screen is true. When you make your adjustments, I shoot this camera completely manual. If you're doing program modes, you won't have to with the Fuji X-T3. You won't, because the screen is true to exposure. So when you make an adjustment and you like what you see, when you go click, that is the image. So there's no reason to be shooting program modes. Even in bright sun outside, you can still work completely manual. You can. The face detection, yes. So you're photographing the bride and the groom on their first dance. There's people in the background. I always turn it off because it'll hunt and find faces. I will turn it off. You can use your zone modes just like you normally do, like you're used to shooting, and then you can quickly hit a button, turn that off. So there's gonna be another live stream that I'll do maybe next week, and we'll just talk about the Fuji system, because what I love about it is completely, you're able to organize your settings to the buttons on the back. All of these things, all of these, the screen swiping, the buttons up here, you can program your features to those buttons. I know, right? So I have it to where this little black button, that little black button, my hand's already on the camera, right? I can't see. My hand's already on the camera. So when I go click and I want to see it, I just press that button. So the way I did a few jobs, and I kept making tweaks on the weekends going, what did I have a problem with? What was I trying to find in the menu system, and I couldn't do it quickly? And I would set up these buttons, and then it's your camera. Like, you completely make it your workability, your user-friendly camera. That's what Canon does not do. And that's what nothing was doing at the time that I was aware of. So the Fringer adapter is what, $300? I told myself, okay, well, $300 is cheaper than any good lens, okay? So if the Fringer adapter would work with my Canon lenses, $300 would be cheap, because I still have my lenses to use. I'm saving money. So to my shock and dismay, it works fine. And there's a couple of things where it's not great with, but for what I wanted to do, it works fine. So anyway, let me go back. Let me change my screen for you guys. All right, let me know if that's better. So anyway, let me get back to this job. But yes, this is all Fuji X-T3. The Sony A7 III I know is a fantastic camera. Seriously, I know it's awesome. The video on the Fuji is equally as good. I have that button set too, where I can go to 120 frames per second, slow-mo, on a button, flip, and go, and flip, bring it back. Change your dial, I'm on video, change your dial, I'm back on stills. I love that. That is so cool. I am considering upgrading to the X-T4 just because of the shutter, the mechanical shutter life. It's way longer on the professional camera range than the X-T3 is. But to get around that, I actually use the electronic shutter on this camera a lot. If I'm doing natural light, no flash, I'm on electronic shutter. If I have to use my flash like we normally do in a dark reception hall, you have to put it on mechanical shutter so it trips the hot shoe and the flash gets used. Isn't that cool? Why there are no third-party lenses support for Fuji cameras like Sigma or Tamron? I'm not sure if that's true. Why no third-party lens support for Fuji cameras like the Sigma or Tamron, meaning the Sigma or Tamrons don't work on... That's a Fringer thing. That's not a Fuji thing. That's a Fringer adapter thing. You know, when they make the fittings, I'm sure they were introducing the Fringer to the world, and it's easier to go mainstream main lenses first because more working pros have true lenses that work with the systems. Not that there's anything wrong with Sigma or Tamron, but I mean, I'm just speaking out of my thought process here as a business. I wouldn't be surprised if they start having the adapter for Sigma and Tamron, especially Sigma. Sigma is huge. I don't know why they're not supporting those yet. Viltrox is building their line. Viltrox is building for the Sigma and the Tamrons. That's cool. Main lenses are too expensive. They're not if you're a working photographer. If you're getting paid for this job, I've been a pro photographer for 26 years. This is all I do. This is my income. You want to have the best quality equipment because it works the best. It's meant to work together seamlessly. So if you're going to save $100 on a Sigma lens compared to a Fuji lens, which, by the way, Fuji lenses are crazy cheaper than Canon lenses. Dear Lord Almighty, was that a selling point for me? That 16 miller 1.4? What was that, a $900 lens? A 1.4 in the Canon world, L lens, 1500 plus, easy, if not more. That's amazing. I have the 85 1.8 and it works very well. Yeah, I do too. Nothing is expensive if you can justify how you're going to use it and why it's worth the money. That's anything. The other companies make great lenses. I'm not saying that they don't, but Canon lenses work better. Canon cameras work like they should with their lenses. So when people do use adapters and they use it and they wonder why there's a speed bump here and there, you know, when it happens, it's not meant to be perfect. They're not Canon. So same thing goes for Sony, same thing goes for Fuji. Yeah, too expensive is absolutely a relative term. I mean, look, the Fuji, what's the 100 meg file size camera? The X100, I forget the darn name of the thing right now. They got a 50 meg and they got a 100 meg. The 100 meg is the kind of camera I want to rent when I have a big commercial job that's for a hotel or they're doing, you know, some kind of really huge quality shoot that they need a big file size from. I'm going to rent that camera. Now, even though I do this for a living, that camera is $10,000. That's too expensive for me to buy, but it makes more sense to budget the rental fee into my price that I'm giving my client. That makes more sense. So rent the lens that you want, for the jobs you need it for, and it's cheap. Buy the lens you want to keep for yourself and use on a daily basis. Those are your tools. So nothing is expensive or cheap. It's your tools. What works for you and why? GFX 100. Yeah. I want to rent that camera, man. Even renting it's not cheap. I need a job to rent that darn camera. So let me get back to this a pinch. And any questions, please ask away. You guys, Tim C is a fantastic photographer as well. He has a lot of knowledge. If I can't get to one of your questions while I'm coloring this wedding, just know that my everyday normal subscribers that I love and appreciate, they're smart and they know a lot of answers that we're already talking about. In fact, some of these guys have been Fuji shooters longer than I have, so I'm asking them a lot of times about what setting does what and why can't I get this to work, and they just throw an answer up. I'm like, whoa, that was quick. Raul, please forgive me if I'm messing up your name. I want to say it correctly. Is it Raul? And is Halik your last name, or is it all one word? Is that your first name, basically? Because I want to say it correctly for you. So all I'm doing is 5-starring the shots that I want to show my client. And I love candids. I love scenery. And most importantly, can y'all hear that? That's thunder. If y'all heard that, this mic is very sensitive then. How can I make the live chat? So how's everybody doing today, man? But look, just to go back to where's Kevin? Kev Taylor. Tell us your workability experiences with the brands that you've changed to. Like, what do you like and love the best out of what you chose to stick with? Do you worry about shutter count? Yes. With the X-T3, I do. I've only had the camera for a year. I need to go look at it. Because I do like to shoot on high speed for candids a lot of times. And I know that's burning through it, which is why I switched to the electronic shutter. Because then it doesn't hurt the shutter back. Which is the reason why I do want to go to the X-T4. For that reason only. Because I am a working pro, and it is a tool. But as of now, no. We just lock and load and go. This little dude is so cute. So look, little boy's eyes are open. There they are. Okay, so what normally we're gonna do here. Let me just show you something really quick. You Lightroom and Capture One users, y'all know what I'm gonna do right now. So boom, this is the image out of the camera. It's not the JPEG out of the camera. Those settings are different. The RAW file, when it goes into Capture One or Lightroom, they tend to be a little more on the neutral side because it's a RAW file, and you know the software wants you to give it your personal contrast, your blacks, your saturation. Like, you have total control of your RAWs. But what I would normally do is go to my 5-star. Okay, so this is a color correction that I did do. It doubles. I'm looking at Tim C. He said the X-T4 doubles the shutter life. Right. That makes me feel better. 300,000 actuations is a good, 4 or 5 years with the camera. Easy. So what I would do with this, I would copy, so Command Shift C to copy the color settings I did to this. And when we're looking at, did I not 5-star that shot? Yeah, I did. Okay, so here's the shot that we did, right? So paste. Why aren't you pasting? Oh, here you go, never mind. Control, paste, bam. So I'll cull the images first, and then I'll take sections, meaning like all of these shots here it's in the same place, same lighting scenarios, same color scenarios. So when I do a paste, it's going to work on all of those. And you can see here how it's too red, it's too saturated. So it's actually a -4 in the saturation already, which is kind of interesting. I'll bring that down a pinch. Let's bring shadows up. These shadows, I've noticed, will darken your reds a lot. So just be aware of that. Let's bring the red tint down a pinch. And when I do that, by the way, I'm looking at white in the image. And I'm looking at how those colors turn. So once that is good, copy, paste, and the rest of them are adjusted. That's it. So anyway, I hope everybody's having a great day so far. I need to cull this job. I need to get it done. But I want to do this more often. I'm going to tell you guys when I have a live stream going up, and I want to just work. Y'all can watch, and you can look at my settings down here. And if you understand photography, as far as, you know, why would I use those settings, then it's a great thing to watch somebody's actual real job. I do not like going to Photoshop for anything. If I can do it all in Capture One, I'm a very happy boy. The old saying that time is money, yes, it is. And if you don't know what you're worth, then you need to figure that out, because there's a lot of things that you're probably doing in your workflow that you should be paying somebody else. So you can do more work that earns you money, like shoot more instead of be behind the computer more. But nobody seems to develop my images like I want them developed. Therefore, I must develop all of my jobs myself. It is a small pain in the booty, but it's a quality control factor that I just cannot get away from. And it's what makes me me. And my clients know that. They know they're getting personal touch from me. And I'm going to give them the best I can think of. I'm trying to see. Yeah. So who else is here? Let me open this up a pinch. There you go. We have 5 viewers. I think it's you guys. That's awesome. Doobie-doobie-doo. So I am just going through these suckers. I'm just going to 5-star the ones I want to show them. So, you know, when moments happen, sometimes you hold down that. I don't do continuous high. I like continuous low, because you'll get jigga 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 on your shutter instead of jigga 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 jigga. Like, that's too many shots. It's way too many. I don't want to burn through my card nor my shutter Mac on the camera. See, this is awesome. How can you not show both? Who we got? Kev Taylor. I'm looking at setting up my business full time. As I was doing it as a hobby, I've used Canon, but the kits was so heavy, so I moved to Sony and got the Sigma MC11 adapter. Cool. Never heard that adapter. So it works good for you? That's perfect. So wait, so what lenses are you? So the Canon lenses work on the Sony system with that adapter? That's cool. I got an XT1 for fun, but love the way Fuji works. Man, I'm telling you. Keep telling people, if you're considering making a purchase over $1,000 and you don't know what to do, rent it first. You can rent it for only 2 days if you need to, which won't be expensive at all. But, you know, getting to a store and touching a lot of this kind of equipment is hard to do these days. So rent it. Go to lensrental.com or borrow lenses. Actually, in my description, if you go to my YouTube channel, in my description, I want to say my gear is listed. Use that link if you don't mind, because they know that I'm talking about them, and they get little notifications that, hey, I'm pushing business their way. And I get like 3 cents on the dollar. It's not much money, you guys, but it just helps me, helps my validation with the companies that I'm showing off and talking about. So I'll look at this image, and yes, I'm going to fix the exposure later. Right now, I'm just going, what am I keeping? What am I not? Tim C. I used the mechanical shutter when photographing birds in flight. Oh, Tim C. Jesus God, you're Alpha 6, right? Right? Y'all have got to go follow him on Instagram. He has the best feed on capturing wildlife, and he tells me he steps outside and he gets these images. Dude, if that's true, wow, you have better. Aren't you like in Georgia or Alabama someplace? Yes, that's his username, you guys, on Instagram. You have to go follow him, just because he's doing all of his, what you're seeing on Instagram are handheld shots with his zoom lens. And Tim, you need to do a video, dude, on how you do what you do. You know, it doesn't even have to be a long video. We would just love to see your process on getting those shots, because he's good, you guys. He's very good. I wanted to do more of these kinds of videos where I have a subscriber highlight. And the first one I did, you'll find it in my video playlist, Subscriber Love. It was actually Tim, because I was so impressed with his images. I'm like, I have to show you off, dude. And I need to do more people. I got to get Rob on here. I got to get Vance on here. I'm, COVID, this pandemic threw everything out the window, and many things have gone to the wayside, as we say. I think I have this image already. I know you're just an amateur, but dude, trust me, man. What you're getting, this working pros that I know that aren't getting images that you're getting for wildlife. Just, you got to trust me on this. I know a lot of working pros, man. Some guys who are stupendous in the wedding field or the commercial field, they'll even tell you, man, I'm not great at wildlife because I don't do it very often, so I'm not that great. So you do it often, which is why you're very good. If anything, that's a good lesson for anybody, is if you want to get really good at something, do it a lot. So I am strictly, see, I knew I had one already. Darn it. So I've been through these images before, just to play with them. You know, when you get back from an event, you wanna see what you did. This was cool. You see those shutters? These shutters, in New Orleans, these shutters for the windows are very common, and they're old school looking. So I figured, let me open that leaf, the shutter leaf, and look through it, and that's what this is. So my goal with this, honestly, was to do one of my presets. So I like my GK black and white. I've got my GK airy film look. That looks really good, actually. And there's a flat matte. The flat matte I like a lot for the black and white, because sometimes the blacks and the whites are a bit too pungent here. I love the airy, honestly. That looks nice. I like those highlights. I have a lot of actions that I've created for my real world usability workflow, and they're like any preset. A lot of times they're not one button and go. Sometimes you go, okay, hold on, I like what it's doing to the blacks and the highlights. Let me tweak from there. But I love the start that it put me in, instead of working from scratch on all your files all the time. Presets are actually a really good thing to have. All right, let's do this. See, I have it cropped already. That's the whole image. I love showing the right side of this because, question for Tim C and Vance or anybody else who's using Capture One. Does Capture One have an automatic adjustment level thing like Lightroom does? I can't find it if it has one, and I need it drastically because I'm always cropping straight a lot of my images. Because you're working fast, and even though Fuji, by the way, has a little level, turn it on, when it turns green, it's level. That is awesome. So on the job, I can be like this, and I can see that level and click, so it does not have to be to my face. I love that. I love that feature. All right, so we're gonna 5 that one. Doobie doobie doo. Every single image you're looking at right now is 100% natural light. 100. I don't like turning the flash on. It's not even on my camera. It's on me. It's in my coat pocket. That little TT350, it's a small flash. So in my pocket. And I don't need it until I get inside a dark room. I will do natural light as much as I can. I'll grab one of my LED lights that we bring and use it before turning on my flash. I've shot flash for way too many years, and shooting natural light as much as I can has given me diversity, and it allows me to stay true to a certain look that I like with my images. It keeps the quality of your images consistent the more you stay true to the same kind of exposure way. Not at the computer to find where. Is Capture One better than Lightroom? These days, no. I love Capture One. Now, granted, this was a year ago. Capture One works awesome with Fuji. It just does. I did have them both at the time, and I worked both of them. And the usability of Capture One, I was really liking a lot compared to Lightroom. I know Lightroom is always doing updates and stuff, so I'm sure that they're both really good. Just pick one and get good at it. Just do it a lot. Yeah, Capture One absolutely works better with Fuji files. Like Capture One doesn't like Canon files as much as the Fuji files, but at the time, my 5D Mark III images were looking better in Capture One than they were in Lightroom. Lightroom had some problems to fix, even on their auto color. And when you input images, it seemed to flatline my images on the import way too much, where Capture One didn't do that to me. So that's why I went Capture One. So when I went Fuji, I was pretty much already sold on Capture One. Let me do this, because you guys are not caring about the thumbnails. I'm sorry for having this main image so small, you guys. What do you use AFS, AFC for low light situations? Okay, so you're talking about the drive, the focusing drive. These are the settings that you need to do a lot on your own to see how it works for you. In low light, the Fuji works really well in low light, honestly, but I'm always leaving it on S, so it locks. That single servo, it locks. I like knowing it locks. The continuous focus does not give you a beep or show you that it's locked. You'll just shoot and find out later sometimes. I don't like that. Not on a job. I can show you real quick. I gotta turn this darn thing. Let me come back to this. I'm gonna show you a continuous focusing shot. You gotta see this. I was blown away by this. Mia. Alright, she came in yesterday. If you saw my last video, this is Miss Mackenzie. This is her total shoot. At the end of the shoot, we're just about done, and she had this beautiful dress, and I wanted her to pick her dress up because she had these awesome, colorful little tennis shoes, and I wanted her to go away from me, pick her dress up, and run back to me this way. And I put my camera on the continuous focus. I like to have my subject in my 1/3, so I put my zone focus over here, and I put it on her. I put the focus on continuous. I put the shutter drive on high, on electronic shutter, so it does the most frames per second. And I basically squeezed as she ran to me. You ready for this? That was on continuous focus. I mean, does that help? Is that ridiculous? Continuous focus, natural light, electronic shutter, continuous high, squeeze box that you created. Face detection was on. Boom. And I have, like, when she hit that little point of her running, I squeezed until she got really close to me. So I have like 9 shots and they're all in focus. This is the best example I can even give you because I was very impressed because she was running towards me, which continuous focus would normally have a problem with when the subject's coming at you. So that's a great example. So here's the deal. Continuous focus needs good light. Low light, it's gonna hunt. You know it's gonna hunt. Any camera is I don't care how sensitive they are to low light. A lot of times, it'll hunt. So that single servo beep that you're like that's in focus and then squeeze. I just feel better knowing my shot, but this was a fantastic example of continuous. But with kids, which is why AFS is not safe. What camera are you shooting right now? Because it's super safe with my Fuji. Even on my Canon, the AFS is the safest way to actually shoot because you're going to lock. Continuous, in other words, when you're following subjects that are moving, you have to practice your action stuff so you know how much do you move with the subject and how much do you let them get into the frame and you're shooting. Because if you're always doing this, you're introducing camera movement first. So you have to shoot at 1,000 shutter, at least, which this was, by the way. This was 1,000 shutter speed. That helps. So that's what I mean by go practice, because I shoot all the time on S. I'm rarely on continuous, to be honest. But this was just one of those examples where I was like, let's test this camera out, girl. You go that way, run to me. Let's just see what happens. I was pretty impressed. Tim C, 80D. Yeah, well, I've never worked with 80D, so I can't say anything. I have a 70D. Neither one of those cameras are professional grade cameras. So they're not made to shoot action. Like if you're on the field at a football game on the field, they're not working with those models. They're working with the 5D models and the 5D, with the 5DX. Those things are made to shoot action. The 80D, I wouldn't put that in the action series. So you're not wrong. You're probably not getting what you want out of that camera. I'm telling you, dude, rent the Fuji X-T3 with a lens, all right? Just rent it for a couple of days and just play. Just play. I will even go as far as to telling you to join our Facebook group because everybody's super cool. And we always like showing some things off. It's not a judgy group. Let's help each other. And, we can do a Facebook Live if you like. And me, Vance, or Tim, or somebody can help you with whatever settings you're trying to do on the Fuji. But I'm telling you, man, you're going to grab that camera, your mouth's going to drop, and go, where has this thing been all my life? It'll make the 80D look like a toy camera. It will. Trust me. But there's nothing wrong with it. I keep telling people there's nothing wrong with the equipment. Just learn how to use it the best you can. And if you're hitting those limitations where you have grown as an photographer and you're doing more and you're out of your equipment, that's when you get equipment that is at the level of what you're trying to do. That is what, who said it earlier? Who? Kev did? Tim C? Who said expensive is relative? That's what he needs. If you're ready for that next step, then you need to do it. Or you have to get used to your limitations, and that's terrible. We did that. The digital cameras from film we are now, oh my God, dude. I was film. I've been 26 years. I've been doing this. So 2002 was when I cut the cord and went digital, and that was the Canon, whatever it was at the time. Talk about limitations. Oh dear God. Yeah, limitations. What we have now, $4,000 or more, it's stupendous. I will say this as much as I can. The way we're living now in 2020 with the equipment we have at the price it is, as much of a you can do anything you want to do stage, no excuses, man. Just take the time, practice. You have the best equipment at your hands. What you have in your ADD was better than the first digital camera I was shooting professionally, and I was in business shooting weddings. You have to work with your limitations. It's not always fun, but you have to do it. Where am I on here? I did all of these. Oh, this was really cool. So here in New Orleans and in the States, us photographers have gotten bored with a lot of the same images we take at weddings all the time, like the dress hanging, and you have to think like the bride too, like what was important for her when she got this dress. So besides photographing the dress in a creative way for you, photograph it close, show off the lace and the detail. That's a dress. So female photographers have an edge that male photographers usually don't have, which is that sensitive side. Those earrings up close. They know her perfume bottle. Shoot that. Like this bride 20 years from now wants to see images that reminds her of her wedding day as much as possible. And that's how you relive your wedding day. So even if you've got blue skies outside, take a scenic shot so they'll never forget the weather on there. A good photographer photographs all of the senses. We photograph sound, taste, smell. We try to get that on camera. It's not easy, but we try. And the most you can give a client that is a representation of their truth, that's your job. I have the ADD, but I rarely use it since going Fuji. I know. You want to just sell it. I mean, have you gone back to it since, Vance? Like, really, when's the last time you grabbed your ADD? This, sadly, my 5D Mark III has been my backup camera to my Fuji for the last year. This, right now, on my live stream, that's what's doing my live stream. I've used this camera since I got the Fuji camera, and I'm glad I do. I mean, Canon still has great products, but I want to sell it so it can help me upgrade to the X-T4 once. Yeah, I know. That's like me and the Mark III. I haven't used it. And there's nothing wrong with the Mark III. It's a great backup camera. It's just not part of my Fuji system completely now. Like, Fuji can go backwards, Canon can't go forwards to Fuji. And that's my limitations with my Mark III as my backup camera. These are all kit lens. Yeah, 55. This is my kit lens. So, all right, say actions that I like a lot. All right, look, so this is what I mean by something that gets you started. Say you like this, recrop it. I like seeing the tip over here. Do your color. That's white. It is not a person. It is it's an object. Inanimate. Can't say it. It's an object. It's not a person. Your clarity can go way up. Your sharpness can go way up if you want to. That's the kit lens. That 16 mil though, dude, Jesus. The macro, it's not macro. I take that back. It's not a macro. The 16 millimeter can just get really close for focus. but it doesn't say it's a macro because it doesn't enlarge the image. That's what a macro lens does. This lens can get like here. That's ridiculous. And what I like about the 16mm is that while I'm doing details like the one you're looking at right now, when the girls are laughing behind me and I'm thinking I'm missing a shot, even though I'm focused really close, I can just still get the shot and then go back to my macro. Yeah. So who else is here? Anybody else in the thread? I'm looking at the comments. I don't know you're here until somebody says hello. And if you're here, welcome. Raul, I still don't know if I'm saying your name wrong or right. Is it Raul? I hate to call you, how I just call you Ra? Can I call you Ra? Oh, my back. All right, so we're just 5-starring the ones I want to show the client. And, you know, every shot does not, you know, when you're on the job, you're taking a picture and you look down and you're like, that didn't look good. Well, you're seeing all the ones that don't look good. I'm not hiding anything from you guys right now. I shot this on angle on purpose because I wanted to figure out whether I wanted this in the frame or not. Because I knew if I didn't like it, I can always just go out the frame this way. Fuji, I find, is really good when you do the automatic auto white. Auto exposure, not always. But man, it gets really close, if not perfect. I have a lot of these shots already. Okay, again, like I told you, details. Her hair. That wasn't, that, come on, she paid for her hair to get done. Show off what they did for her hair. Let me see if I have another shot of this already, guys. It looks like I do not. Okay, good. Let me go back to no stars. And we're right around here. All right, let's star that. I did not like this closet at all. The closet did not give me what I wanted. I think I did a shot already. The details, like the invitations. I do ask my bride, or I'll call the florist the day before the wedding or a couple days before the wedding and say, hey, do me a favor. From her flowers that she paid for, I know you always have some leftovers, you know, or things that you've cut and not used. Can you put it in a bag and bring it with you so when I do the details, I can use these items that are her flowers? And I'm glad I started doing that because it makes the invitations, it gives it more appeal. And it's hers, and they're always super impressed that you thought of that. See, this is Capture One for you. This is why I love Capture One. The automatic little wand up here, you can set it to what do you want it to do, and I have it set to just do everything, like automatically choose for me kind of thing. So it does the auto white, does the auto exposure, it does the auto, it does all that stuff. That looks really good off the bat. I mean, I could do auto on that and walk away. The only thing I would honestly do is raise the exposure a pinch, contrast a pinch. That's what I would do. So I'm looking at the live stream. It feels like out of Flow brand. In India, Fuji is like third world camera brand. Sure. If you think about it, anything out of China and Japan is going to be third world brand because they're not, you know, where you are, or they're not from where I am. So it's an import. You know, what's not these days, Lord? Yeah. Hey, look, how cheap can you get the Fuji X-T4 by you in India? I have an Indian wedding coming up at the end of December, actually. I love Indian weddings. Y'all's culture is phenomenal, like absolutely phenomenal. There's so many things that are historically fun to know. And you know, here in America, we have traditions, and we have things that, you know, our families have done in the past, and we've also done. I love in a lot of cultures like yours. When was the last time you were at a wedding, Raul? And thank you for being here, by the way. You're in India right now? That is so cool. Yeah, there's a delay from the comments to the live, so I'm gonna keep culling as I speak. But have you been to a wedding in India recently? Have you ever wanted to photograph one? Talk about details. Oh wow, there are so many awesome details in an Indian wedding. And family is so important. I love that. I do. I love that. It's important here too. But man, the Indian weddings that I have photographed, the family culture and traditions are so strong. I love it. I just do. It makes me feel very honored to be in the room with all of that going on, because I know me being able to be a witness is a beautiful thing, and it's an honor and a privilege, because not many people are going to be in that room and experience that. So me having that opportunity, I'm just super gracious. These guys were funny. So the dad would not. He was cool, man. Dad was awesome, but he's one of those guys that likes to talk. Even though you're taking pictures, he's still talking. I'm like, Dad, I love you, man, but stop talking. just give me a smile real quick, man. I can shoot really fast, but trying to get a smile while you're talking, I'm afraid I'm getting some not so good faces on you. 1550 here in the UK. So that's probably the same as what it's here in. What is it here in America? It's 1900, right? So it's the same. I forget. I have no idea what the exchange rate is from American dollars to your dollars. Yes, I live in India. Dude, thank you for being here. I am so happy that I got to you. How did you see me anyway? Are you a follower? Are you a subscriber? Forgive me if you are, and I forgot. If you are, please leave more comments in the videos. That's how I know that you've actually seen the video. If not, you just see a lot of views and you have no idea who actually saw your video. So if you leave comments, even if it's just a hey GK, what's up, that's awesome. Completely awesome. Welcome. Thank you for being here. And I've never been to India. I would love to experience that. You know, Americans love experiences with other cultures. We really do. We admire and respect everybody. So I'm not sure what other people around the world think of us, but whatever you're hearing through the media or, I don't know, movies, I don't know, whoever you get your info from, always trust somebody directly. That's how I judge people, is directly. You can't go off of social media. You can't go off of the news. You just can't. But yeah, I love so many different cultures. I do. There's so many things that I can appreciate that we don't do in America, and I kind of wish we had more. It just unites everybody as a whole, you know? That's awesome. What part of UK, Kevin? Vance asks. You guys chit chat for a minute. I'm gonna keep culling. I'm gonna keep going through yes, no, yes, no. And all I'm doing, by the way, if you're wondering what am I looking for, right now I'm looking at eyes if they're open and expression. And I will just, like, I'm noticing, like, I know y'all can't see it. Let me blow this up. Sorry. And then it's got the RAM has to render, and then the image will snap sharp. I'm looking at everybody. Yes, eyes are open. You know, I don't need to show all 5 of those. Let me just show 2 for variety. That's enough. See how Mom on the right-hand side, she blinked? And she's open. Oh, she's better there. Better posture. Okay, I did fave a lot of these already. There were some really cute. These are all the moms. there was a split family involved, but the moms were all sweet together, which is why you're seeing multiples. One's the groom's mom, and two are of the bride side. But I love interactions. See, that's cute. Mom's talking. What is she doing? Hold on. Aw. See, this is so sweet. But mom to the left didn't join in really quickly, so I feel awkward showing just them hugging and not the other mom. I mean, theoretically, I could just crop this, which is what I should do. Hey, this is a great example, by the way. People are always asking me of the quality of a Fuji file. And all it is people not knowing. Like, they have these questions because they don't use the brand, so they just don't know. And all their friends are only Canon, Sony, or whatever it is, Nikon. So they don't have any friends that are Fuji either. Now that the X-T3 came out and there's so many people using it and talking about it, there's a lot more knowledge going out there. And if you follow me on Instagram and you've watched my work for the last year, it's been 100% Fuji. So take advantage of the price. If they think Fuji is a third world camera, meaning less than those major brands, Fuji's a major brand, dude. They've been in the film world for a long time before they made cameras. And when they made cameras, the two best digital cameras on the market in the very beginning were Canon and Fuji. They were. So it's a major brand. It's by no means is it any less than, trust me. Cute. Kev Taylor, I live in Surrey, about 40 minutes for a train. Oh, that's so cool. I really do wish I could shoot JPEG, somehow have this is what I need from camera companies if Fuji is listening. This is what I would love to see. I would love to see presets that I have in Capture One or in Lightroom for that matter. Or maybe you can have your own Fuji utility where you can create a preset and import it into the camera. I'm sure you can because they have their own presets. They have Eterna and all that stuff, Astia. Those are presets. I would love to be able to do it on the computer and import those options into my camera, because then 90% of my JPEGs won't need to be touched and I could work faster. Like, all of this could be done already. And I know what you're saying. I know you can do that in Fuji. By the way, you can do that in Fuji. You can go to a setting. You can go to your color, your red, your contrast, and save that, I believe, as one of your settings, like C1, C2, whatever it is. You can save it. But I would love to import a preset that I created with crushed blacks and, that I have, and then within the Fuji camera, make those adjustments according to the scene that I'm shooting in, and then those JPEGs would rock. Just food for thought. I just realized when I go down like this, you guys aren't seeing me. Hey, can y'all hear my fan in the background? Can you hear it rattling? There's a little rattle to the vents where the fan is. So look, this is her sister. It says something adorable and funny. Cute, cute. I love showing a lot of candles with this kind of stuff because it's emotional. Come on, right there. That's emotional. That is a moment. This is what I'm proud to get. And this is not on that continuous high. This is on the continuous low. So yeah, I'm getting multiple shots, but not like crazy fast. I don't want to go through 10 of these images. I want to shoot at the right time and then just get a few more if I want them. That's what I basically do. Yes, you can hear the fan. All right. You guys talk about amongst yourselves. Let me walk and go turn that off, and y'all can let me know if you stop hearing that noise. And I'm back. So is that nope, no fan. It's not loud. Good to know. Good, it doesn't interfere with my voice. That's good to know. Thank you so much. That helps me because, you know, in New Orleans it gets very hot and I'm upstairs and heat rises. So sometimes I gotta have the AC on just to kick the heat out, you know? Like right now I'll be fine for a little while, and it's cloudy because it's raining. I'll be okay. But thank you so much. Now I know that I can have my fan on and not worry so much. Vance, you can make fun of me all you want, buddy. You know I love you, dude. All right, so love that shot. Cute, cute, cute. See, that's cute too. So sometimes I'll just kind of scroll. That's cute. I'll scroll through these first and go back when I know, okay, that shot's fine. See what I'm doing? I'm gonna 5-star that, boom. So check this out. This is out the camera, y'all. This is out of the camera. Let's do this. Let's do this. Let's do that. I love my crop lines. Let's put them in the middle. I'm watching my ends to make sure things are good. You didn't notice until I asked about it. Good to know. All right, so natural light. What settings are these? 2/50th of a second, 5.6, 18 millimeter. This was my kit lens. This is the 18 to 55. Calling it a kit lens makes it sound like it's a lesser than lens, kind of like Canon has L glass compared to the USM lenses. That's not fair to say about this lens. It's a regular good Fuji zoom with stabilization lens. They just offered it as a kit when you bought it on Amazon and stuff, and people just call it the kit lens. There's nothing kit about it. There's nothing reduced about it. Let me see. Where am I? So yesterday, I had a little live stream yesterday. We were talking about grain compared to like digital noise in your images. These cameras are made to be pushed. All of them. Canon, Nikon, Sony, Pentax. These digital cameras are made to be used, abused, and if they put a setting in there, it was meant to be used. So people are so afraid to shoot at ISO 800 on a job. 1600, what is wrong with you? That is so much noise. I like grain. I like that film grain, that fine film grain. That's what Fuji has done to their files, I find, because they were a film company first before they started making cameras. And when they started putting their Fuji looks in their cameras, they emulated their film. Well, I don't know how they did what they did, but the only time I see physical digital noise is when I'm in a very dark scenario. Any digital camera in a dark scene is gonna show you digital noise because there's no information there. So the camera's trying to put a pixel in a place where it's not having any light refracted. So it just becomes this digital mess. When you have enough light, the grain is what gives it texture. Now, she will never, ever see this image this blown up to her face. This is a photographer's thing. You know, this is us blowing it up beyond recognition, saying, but look at the problems. There's no problems. That little bit of grain blown up this big, you're sitting there going, ew, that's kind of weird. Okay, stop. Back up. That's the shot. And if you're looking at this live stream on your phone, that's the same size as a 4x6 print, which is like what we used to do our previews printed at. Okay, I'm looking at this on my laptop right now, which is a 15-inch. Hold on, you guys. Hey, I've always wanted to do this. Check it out. I have some overlays. Let me answer this text. Y'all talk or ask some questions. Just give me 1 minute. Like literally, give me 60 seconds. All right, you guys, thank you for the pause. I had a couple clients to text. I love texting. It makes my job so much easier than always having a phone call, because I can text while I'm doing something and not stop. I know you can hear that rain. It sounds like big drops. And I'm culling. Woo! That rain is ridiculous. Y'all can hear that, right? Whoa! I know you can hear that. Holy cow. That is so loud. I'm gonna pause the mic, okay? Hey, Raul, or... Wow, that is crazy loud. I know. Y'all like hearing the rain? I can mute the mic. So anyway, just real quick, the first question about the Fringer adapter. It stays on my 85 1.8. It's on my lens pouch on my side. And I usually rock a job with two lenses. My 16mm and that 85 is in my pouch. Usually that's how I roll. Very cool. I love to shoot through things. People talk about bokeh all the time. Well, I like using front bokeh, meaning use things to blur in the front so my subject stands out a little more. Watch this as a black and white. This is so funny. That's her sister and her kid. So cute. Let's crop straight. And y'all said that there is not an automatic crop straight feature in Capture One, correct? So look, I was looking at these lines. Yeah, the door's on an angle though, which is why it's not going to be straight. Look how sharp that is. This is the kit lens. This is 18mm. This is the kit lens, y'all. Watch. I'm just going to desaturate. I'm going to do clarity. Contrast, I probably don't need to. That is really cool though. What y'all think? Okay, so look on the right hand side of the shadow area. You see that grain? Fuji's digital noise to me looks way more like grain. Now the darker you go, the worse it's gonna look, obviously. But you can see how the light on the left going all the way to the right, and you start seeing the grain happening. Trust me, it's not a problem. Don't go smoothing that out and flattening it out, because then it starts to look digital, like fake digital, like that plastic fake look. That's another reason why I love how a little texture will help on the images. Love that image. I like to yeah, who needs to pee now? So I like my images sometimes to look like I'm watching from the outside in, like a voyeur. So I need to close the door, like close the crack of the door like that much, and that's what I'm actually shooting through. That's what this is. And you give that perception that I'm watching her, I'm not in her face, compared to that. Like, you know I'm 2 feet from her on this shot. And it's fine and all, but I like that. Like to me, I like that. I don't know, man. I don't know how to explain it. There's a mood to this that I don't have with that. You know what I'm saying? And we can totally go a pinch darker. Shadows up. Let's do this. I'm curious. Where's auto? Wow. See, this is the one I don't like what Capture One did. It's not wrong for what it did. It's just, I don't like all that warmth gone. See, now you go back to this and it's like, wow, now I see problems. Which isn't wrong either. Alright, let's do white. See? There's your white balance. Capture One was actually on. It did do something kind of funky though in the contrast. I don't know what it did. Anyway, did somebody give me my answer if Capture One has an auto level feature button somewhere? Lightroom does. Alright, so I've already got one of those. So right now I'm just, is it worthy? Okay, I'm going to keep both of these shots, these images, for one reason only. She wants to see her own details. She wants to see how she looks from the front with her hair and her earrings and that dress with the lace. I'm going to keep that. am going to keep that because it shows a little bit more of the back of her hairstyle. It's nothing I would imagine she's going to put on her wall or something, but keep in mind, we're covering an event. So we're showing them coverage, and then when they make an album, she can select her own 50 that she wants in the album. And I always encourage a lot of candid shots rather than just the pose shots, because we do pose shots too. You know, you have to. That's a better smile on her. Okay, this is I want to see Capture One do this. Auto. So, what's wrong with this? It's too dark. It's too cold. It's not wrong though. Those are the colors. It's not wrong. So see the highlights right here? Let's do this first. Grab your high dynamic range. Bring your highlight all the way down. Right here in the blacks. Let's take the blacks, literally, come up just a little bit so you can still see color. You don't want to make it look fake. And then we'll do contrast, bring it down, and you can see how it's real pungent like this, and then how it, when you go down your contrast, it kind of flattens out, pinch. Then last resort, I go to my exposure and come down. And I'm fine with a moody shot. That's what I was going for, was a moody image. But there's just something about, I don't know. What are y'all's thoughts? What's your advice on shooting weddings? Okay. Ask me a more direct question about weddings that I can help you with. Because that's kind of wide range of vague. See, I like seeing all of the room. Like, I don't know, man. Kind of like those lights. Is that fixture distracting or what? I mean, do you show just a pinch? Yeah, that's fine. You kind of give the image dimension by keeping this corner here. Even though a piece of that ceiling's a different color, it's okay. Thank you. Now, Rahul, now I see a different last name on you. Verma, and before I saw Holic, Holic. Did you just change that? Or is that a different account? So it is Raul, right? Alright, I'm going. We're talking and laughing while we're shooting, and we're telling mom, hey, keep looking down, keep doing those buttons, girl. And the bride's laughing because sometimes mom's really buttoning, sometimes she's really not. I knew I was getting shadows from the shutters on purpose. Yeah, there you go. You can see the shutters. I was just curious for a creative standpoint, from an artsy standpoint, how would it look? And I thought I had this image already. Let me just... Isn't that pretty? Now here's what kills me. That black TV. I hate the black TVs in the rooms where they're getting dressed. It becomes your background at one point in time. There's going to be an angle that you have to shoot like this. Darn black TV. Yes, I can send that off and get it retouched out, but I don't feel like paying for that. Would you? It's definitely a black and white shot. I love that. This was meant to be moody. So let's show moody. Shall we? Raul, yes. Awesome. Thank you so much. So, Raul, what is your question? You said, what is your advice on shooting weddings? Like, what do you mean? by your question, like, what are you asking more about that I can better help you with? You see, I like this. I'm gonna keep it in color. She's gonna want to see something in color too. Let's not do mom's face. I like her hands. I don't need so much of the window. I like her figure. She did the arch all by herself to help her mom get some leverage on the button. Her standing up straight was making the dress a little snug on her. So when she arched her back, she gave some give. She allowed some give with her dress. And then mom was able to get that. All right, give me a second. I think I just realized my camera died. All right, you guys, I had to change my batteries. Had to change my battery to my Canon camera on the live stream, which you're not seeing right now. Oh, wait. I know why. Sorry. There we go. Okay. We're good. All right, y'all there? Good, better. Kevin Taylor. How did you learn and get your first gig? I've had friends ask me to shoot, but I'm terrified I would mess it up. I know the feeling. Is it best to copy others' style until I find my own? Yes, you have to. It's like musicians, learn how to play songs that they already like and love from other bands, and their own style kind of happens along the way. Photography, I find, is the same. When you learn the basics of the camera and the basics of lighting, and when it becomes your everyday, back of the hand, it's all you see, when it makes sense to you, when it becomes easy, I think that's when your style kind of happens, because you start becoming bored with copying other people's style or work. One thing I can tell you is don't rely on an action or a preset for your quote unquote look. Some of the best photographers in the world were from the past, and they were all film, and their only difference was one shot Kodak, one shot Fuji, one shot Ilford. But the camera was a camera. It was either color or a black and white image. Like, that's it. So don't try to make a name for yourself because of how you look according to a preset, because one, you date yourself really fast, and two, once that love of that look preset, like on Instagram, like everybody was doing this certain look for a while and now they're not, well, guess what? Now you're out of style that quick. So don't worry about automatic presets. They're great to use and to help you get somewhere, but don't let that become your style that you're known for. Your style is how you shoot. You know, what are the angles you choose? How do you capture action? How do you choose to light scenes? Whether you're a candid photographer, are you an emotional photographer? Do you want to pose everything? I know people who are fantastic commercial photographers who do food, and they're great at it because they hate shooting people. They hate the interaction. They don't like it. They don't like that performance. What I do for a living, now granted, I am a drummer, I am a musician, so I like being on stage. My personality is very outgoing, as you can tell. So I like entertaining people. So me entertaining people and making them laugh and helping them have a great time on their event is already who I am as a person. So me working with people is easy. It's very easy. And the better my photography got, the easier it was for me to go after my own style. It took me 8 years of being self-employed. The first 8 years I was in business, I was doing what was being done by other photographers. I was copying how they were doing what they were doing. This is way before, we had these presets and stuff like they do now. So I'll never forget the day a buddy of mine, when I entered a print in competition, he said, for the first time I knew that was your print. That felt so good because I was finding my style without even knowing it. I didn't realize it. So his question was, what is it that you like about your style? I said, one, I'm trying to find a style. He says, you have a style, dude. He says, you have a rapport with your clients that I don't see in other people's images. I can tell what's yours by the energy you're capturing from the thing, the person, the whatever in front of you. That was one of the best compliments I've ever gotten because it came from somebody I admired a whole hell of a lot. My buddy John Michael. He's a master photographer, great person, great mentor and teacher. His photography is phenomenal. So to hear him tell me something like that, 8 years in business was all I needed to keep trying. You know what I mean? Because it's very easy to quit. It's so easy to quit. Quitting is for losers. Because if you're even thinking of quitting, then you gave up on yourself. And if you give up on yourself, how do you expect people to invest their trust into you if you already gave up on yourself? Doesn't happen. It doesn't work that way. So, Kevin Taylor, to kind of go back with your thingy. Why is this? How'd you learn your first gig? I love shooting black and white. I think I have my own style when doing kids' portraits, and I've shot Christmas, but never a wedding. Okay. Weddings are an absolute beast of their own. Let me be very, very honest about weddings. The one thing that people do not talk about weddings and events is the liability that you take on as the hired professional, contracted, which you need. Wait, hold on, you guys. I think that's my client telling me that they're here. Yep. Okay, let me give you the be right back message. I'll be back. Let me go hand deliver her prints that she ordered. See you in 60 seconds. Okay, so Kev, you're still here? Just making sure everybody's still here before I go talking about the weddings. There's like a 20-second delay, I think, from when I talk to when you actually hear it. That's kind of hard to get used to. Okay, weddings. The smaller the better, first, to start off. The smaller the better. They know if they're asking you to do pictures, their expectations are where you are, which is great. And yes, that's how you need to go learn. However, the best way to learn is to work for other photographers. You know, you have to go knock on some doors and just see if somebody's looking for, you know, do some free help for a little bit. You know, just tell somebody, say, hey, look, I'm interested. You know, I'm brand spanking new, so I'm not your competitor by any means. But I would love to come with you, carry your bags, your lights, you know, and eventually maybe second shoot for you. But in the meantime, I would love to just go and see if I even like weddings. So I have brought people to a wedding or two that they thought they wanted to shoot weddings. And I told them, I said, all right, because they rode with me downtown. I was like, okay, here's the deal. At 11:30 tonight, when we get back in the car to come home, you're either going to tell me one of two things. One is, oh my God, that was so much fun, I can't wait to do it again. Or, hell to the no, that is not what I thought it was going to be. It is way too much work. No. So that's it. So you have got to figure out, hey, if you were to come to New Orleans and come with me on a gig, the invitation is there. But you're across the seas. That's not going to happen. I'm so sorry. But the invitation is there if you ever want to come over here. But if you can do that, that's the best thing to go do. Watch. You know, go see how this guy works. Because I did that with several photographers, and what I learned while being around them, honestly, was more of what not to do than I needed to do. Meaning, I was already a photographer. I already knew how to take pictures. I had a pretty good understanding of lighting, but yes, I had to learn that. That's not what I was concerned about. How they captured the wedding, how they directed their people, how organized were they or were they not, that kind of thing. I saw a lot of things that I saw one dude, he was pushy. That's not me. One dude was slightly arrogant and rude. That's not me. So I knew along the way that if I just keep getting better at my craft, if I get better with the camera, I get better with lighting, the people stuff, I got it. Like that's who I am. I love people. I love interaction. I like making people happy. The photography will get better over time. So, you know, the first couple of years I was in business, dude, I was dirt cheap. And the people who hired me was looking for dirt cheap. They were looking for a deal. So usually their expectations are where their pocketbook is, and they don't expect more out of you than what you should be delivering from what they're paying you for. See what I'm saying? Like, they're not going to pay $5,000 for me and then pay you $500 and expect you to deliver the same total experience that I do. That's a crazy assumption on their part. You see what I'm saying? So work with the level that you're in, and then it'll grow over time. But absolutely go with somebody on a wedding first. First thing is key. Go see if you even like them. Because if you do like them, then we can talk. And Kevin, look, I've taught all around the country under PPA and private seminars and that kind of thing. I love to share the knowledge for people who ask. And if you want the knowledge, I'm here to give it to you, especially since you're not my competitor here in New Orleans, Louisiana. You know, you're across the seas, for God's sakes. So let me be your mentor. Yeah, if you are already on our Facebook group, what I like about that group is that we can share images, we can talk, we can do a live, that kind of thing. Where what I don't like about YouTube is that I can't post any images on YouTube. So we can't have an actual discussion like we would on Facebook. I kind of hope they change that in the near future. And then I can just stay on YouTube and do everything. But I can't, there's no interaction right now from me to you besides the live stream. So that being said, weddings are the biggest reason why I am successful. Because on weddings, you will learn how to work in every scenario you can think of. You're going to do details. You're going to do room shots. You're going to work with people. You're going to work with product stuff. You're going to work with lighting. Every time you go into a room, it's going to be a different kind of lighting. How do you adjust to that room, to that lighting? Your knowledge is going to be tested all the time. And it gets easy. It gets easy because you know what to expect. And, you know, especially when you start going to the same venues, you know what you're going to get at that venue. So you know, I need to bring an extra light, you know, instead of just my one. I need to bring 3 because that place is dark. I don't like it. That's the kind of stuff that you learn. So the first step is be comfortable in your photography, okay? Second thing is with your friends, be honest with what you can do for them and tell them some things, tell them the whole comfortable, uncomfortable truth. And you know, and you can even tell them, say, hey, look, I am learning, I am starting, and obviously, you know, you want to save a few dollars, and I truly appreciate you asking me. Would you mind just $300 or whatever you want to come up with, and it'll just help me kind of put some money aside towards my gear or whatever it is. Whatever you throw at them is going to be way cheaper than hiring somebody like myself in your area. So they're going to be happy for a deal. You're going to be happy that you're getting paid. But what also happens to you getting paid, it doesn't matter how much they pay you. They can pay you $20 or they can pay you $20,000. You're getting paid. And when you get paid, your brain is always telling you, they paid me, I need to do my best. That's what happens. So you hold yourself more accountable when you're getting paid. I find that when people do things for free, they don't keep their guard up. They get lazy and they get relaxed. They're not paying me. No. When I do a job for free, I shoot like they paid me $10,000. A job is a job is a job. The money is just monetary. The money just pays bills. That's my personal opinion on weddings. I love shooting back away. So ask away, Mr. Kev. Looks like you have the floor right now. I'm gonna keep culling this because it's 2 o'clock. I don't want to be here another couple of hours. That's about it. Is everybody enjoying the live stream? Do y'all like me doing this while I work? Because I wanted to do this maybe twice a week. It's great for me because I can talk to you quicker than producing a video and forgetting information I wanted to tell you in the video, or you can ask me any questions on the spot. Like, I like live for this. I love interacting with you guys. And look, the more questions you have, the better it makes me feel. It makes me feel like I'm wanted. And I like that. So don't feel weird on asking me a dozen questions. I am totally open. If I'm here for you. All right, shoes. I'm glad y'all said the fan isn't too loud in the background because now it's getting hot. It is humid here in New Orleans, and it just gets like sticky hot. So the fan helps. All right, I will crop stuff later. Right now I'm just picking shots. And sadly I missed her kiss. I didn't see her doing that until I looked up. Yeah, we'll get that one. All right, which leg shot are we gonna show? We'll do that one. That was great, but it may be too sexy for Dad. Shoes, yeah. This one. So weddings. So let me just talk to you about weddings really quick. One thing you can do is understand this. This is to everybody who's on here. Yeah, post up, Kev. Yeah, I've noticed people on the Facebook group like to watch. They don't like to participate a whole lot, and it makes me feel like either they're bored or they're scared. And either way, I don't know. So if people would just respond in the comments, I would know. I'm always asking, what can I show off? How can I help somebody who needs help with XYZ? And it's funny, very few people will actually respond. Yet the group grows. And I think a lot of people are just more comfortable being a lurker, somebody who watches. I do not like. See, that was a auto button on Capture One that I don't like. Let's do the auto white. That's okay. Let's do contrast. Let's do exposure. Let's do contrast again. Let's do saturation a pinch. Nah, I'll keep it low. I don't want her red to look too red. All right, next. Weddings are what made my career start, honestly. Think about this. Somebody says, you used to do, when you did weddings in the beginning, were you scared? I'm like, yes, I was. I said, but one big reason why I was also scared was because I knew that the 200 people at that event were watching me the whole time. So you have to look at a wedding as marketing for yourself. How you dress, how you talk, how you act, how you work with people. Once they love you on the job, your work needs to match what you're giving them as your service. Once your work is good enough to match you as your personality, you're golden. You're golden, and people are going to talk about you. Your bride's going to get pregnant. Then you'll have maternity pictures. Then you'll have newborn images if you want to do kids. There's other people in that room who need family portraits. High school seniors are a big thing for us over here in America. When they're a senior in high school, we do a portrait session for their senior year. And it's fun. It's their casual outfits. It's them as they are at 17 before they move on to adult world of college plus, So because of weddings, I have done so many different jobs, and I've had so many different opportunities from just meeting people. Think about it. You're in your house right now, and you want to get exposure, right? And you're praying, if I do a really good post on Instagram, that my views will go up. That doesn't mean you're going to have a client. That just means you're getting views. Your views could be from other photographers. It could be a bot. It could be anything. I like seeing the views go up on certain images that I post, but I always click on who my views are coming from. And a lot of times it's people I know. It is photographers, but it is also other people in the event industry. So florists, limo drivers, you name it, bands, videographers. Those are your friends in the industry. Make a lot of friends in the industry. Refer each other. And when they start liking your images that you're posting, there's your validation that your local people are liking what you do. You're on the right track, All right, I'm going to stop talking for a minute. Somebody asked me a question in the comments. If not, I'm going to keep going through this because I want to get done more than I did. We did a reveal to Dad, a dress reveal to Dad. We've been doing that a lot lately, honestly. If Dad hasn't seen her dress yet, and he hasn't seen her in her dress yet, we do a reveal to Dad, and it's awesome because I get more emotion from the Dad reveal than I do the groom reveal. Usually, usually. I mean, that's his baby girl. You know, I'm gonna be boohoo when it's my girls one day. I'll tell you that right now. All right, so love this shot. Don't like everything else in the picture. I already know I'm gonna do this. That's where the image is. Word of mouth is king. Oh dear God. You know what's the best advertising? It's free advertising, free marketing. But the best advertising comes from somebody's mouth. Somebody saying, I was at a wedding, this guy did it, he was fun, I've seen his pictures, they're beautiful. You need to call this guy while he's young in the industry and he's affordable before he gets really, really good and he becomes very expensive. This is what you'll learn though. As you do raise your prices and you get better, your clientele will get better as well. There's one more thing that goes along with that. As your clientele gets better, that means you're attracting more people with money, and that also means that you're attracting people with higher demands and expectations of what they're paying for. Just because they're rich doesn't mean they don't care about the money they're spending. Trust me on that. They are well aware. I am well aware. When I go do a wedding and they're paying me $7,000 total for a package, I'm not gonna lie, I am a tad more nervous on the wedding because I want it to be awesome. I need to give them awesome. Again, I do that all the time though. This wedding I'm working on right now was an itty bitty wedding. It was 30 people. We had a COVID phase 3 with instructions and rules, and you can't have many people, you can't dance, there's all kind of restrictions. So she had 30 of her closest family sit down dinner at a hotel across the lake. And it was a day wedding, and I love my day weddings because I get all of the natural light I want to work with. Natural light is king, period. And look, there's a lot of really good photographers out there, and I'm one of them that used to use 4 lights on a job. I used to use an off-camera flash for everything I did, and I used to diss the natural light shooters. Like, they're lazy, they're not bringing a flash out, they're not controlling the scene. Whatever, dude. Great imagery. I've never had a client tell me I love that shot because the flash looks so amazing. Not once. That's a photographer thing. Now, there is a style, there is a look with that flash that I was getting, and I did attract people who like that look. And you were asking earlier about, your style or whatnot. These are the things that go into making your style. Do you work with flash? Do you not? What you show everywhere, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, your own website, whatever you show people is all they know of you. So only show them what you want to photograph and how you want to do it. That's what you market. Don't throw images on Instagram because you saw some other photographer got a lot of likes on this one image. It's an image of a shoe in a window like I did, and you're like, I'm going to do the same thing, and you're not going to get the same likes. Don't do that. Only show off the images that you want to attract for your next job. That's how you have to look at it. Vance, and natural light is free. Yes, it is. All right, I feel like I'm rambling a little bit here. Kevin, if you have another question, let me know. Kev, it's not Kevin, is it? Is it Kevin, and you say Kev, or is Kev your real first name? Because in America, we like to shorten our names too, just to be friendly. Ah, the air just came back on. Thank you. All right. I'm doing good. I can blow through these later. All right, you guys. I think it's time to end the stream. I've been on for a while. I think you guys are getting bored of me Vance, I appreciate you being here, man. How are you at work and you're on the live stream? You get the sound off? And I'm not texting, so that's got to be difficult. Ah. I'm almost positive I did this already. All right, you guys. I'm gonna give y'all. I'm gonna give you 5 minutes to ask me any new questions. I know, right? If you would like me to just keep working on the wedding, please just say that in the comments. I'll be more than happy to keep working. I just didn't want to bore you if we're past that stage in our live stream where you had enough of me. Working remote does have its advantages. You're right. Looks like the live stream is done. I'm not seeing any more questions. Kev, if you're still there, let me know. If not, Raul, thank you so much for being here, by the way. All the way from India. I'm so impressed. Thank you. It looks like I'm going to head out very soon. Yep, I'm not seeing anybody in the comments. All right, you guys. We're going to end this. We're going to end the live stream. I really do appreciate you being here. It means a lot to me. I'm going to do these as often as I can while I work. That way it'll give you an opportunity to ask me any questions about business, photography, the gear. I'm absolutely here for you guys. So if you have questions, ask me. I'll never know if you have questions if you don't ask me, and I can't help you if you don't ask me. So look, let me see. At the bottom of the screen, you see my socials. That's the YouTube. There's the Instagram. It's just Focus with GK everywhere, you guys. And go to the Facebook group. We can interact more, a lot more real interaction. And I will see you in the next video. I do have an actual video coming out next week. Next week, I'm flying to California for a wedding, so that's gonna be fun. I will be vlogging a lot over those 4 days I'm gone. And I'll probably do a live stream while I'm over there to kind of show you all the view. So thanks, Vance. I'm glad you enjoy it, buddy. I appreciate you. You know I do. All right, kiddos. I'm going to get out of here. I'm going to do my end screen because I have one. And I'm going to see y'all in the next live stream. All right, you guys. Look, Raul, Kev, ask as many questions as you can, because the more you stay on track with what you want to do, and the more you are creative and you're on the right path, the more you're going to stay focused on your dreams. And that's what I'm here for. I want to keep you on track. I want to keep you focused. Pun intended. All right, you guys. Peace.